Welcome back to Pinsontofloodforthewin, where we showcase the Hall of the Very Good. And in this one today, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to show cards. That's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to show cards. I'm going to show you the 3 ways that I store my cards, but also give you 3 different piles of my favorite cards using each of these ways that I like to store cards. Again, we're not going to talk about value. These are cards I just like for different reasons, and I'll let you know. So the first stack is going to be Mag Pro with my flip, and this costs you right at about, if you get it wholesale as best you can by getting more of them, you can get into these for about $3.50 a piece with the flip. And I bought a bunch of these. I probably bought about 300 or 400 of these flips so I could have them. So all I have to do is just, buy some Mag Pros when I want. But this is one of the ways that I do it. And I will show you too that they also have a cover now that you can get for these. So you can put them all in covers. So, but this one's we'll call this 50, I guess. This is Vic Power. Just a really underrated player. He was a great first baseman for the Phillies, the Twins, the Athletics, the Twins, the Angels, the Indians. Just a really good all-around player. Was known for his flash at first base. Just a really solid player. And had a long career when you combine the winter leagues and minor leagues. And just one of those players I really like. 49, this is Ed Charles. And he ended up being part of that 69 Miracle Mets team. I just love this card. The 67s are one of my favorite years, but I love this card because I love the color and the background with the green in the background and everything. It just something about it. And I like Ed Charles. I think he was a very good third baseman, was solid, was a starter for the Athletics. And then when he went to the Mets, he platooned and was a major part of that 69 team. Coming up, number 48, we'll go with Pete Rose. I'm a big Montreal Expos collector, trying to collect every team set from 1969 to 2004. And he only has a couple cards because he was only on the Expos for half a season. But being that he only had a couple cards, they've got to come in to my fair. I love the coloring on this card. And, the 85 Donruss with the black border are one of my favorites. And so this is number 47. 46 is probably one of my, if not my favorite Dodger of all time. I'm a huge Davey Lopes fan. There will be a show coming up where I show you all my Davey Lopes cards because I try to collect every single card that's ever been made of him, which is a tall task. Even in today, when most of the cards he did, there was only 1 or 2 in a year. They've kept producing a bunch of cards afterwards. So trying to get all of them is hard. But this is his rookie card. And just, again, one of my favorite players. Another of my favorite players. I was a big Al Oliver fan. This is his rookie card. This is card number 46. And just a big Al Oliver, playing for a lot of teams. Got within a couple hundred hits of hitting 3,000. Was not a flashy player, just a solid guy. He wore 0, which I always liked. I always thought it was a great number. An Albie Pearson rookie. I always liked him. Just this little itty bitty guy. Played center field. Did his best years were when he came over to the expansion California Angels, or the Los Angeles Angels, and was part of that organization and was their leadoff hitter for a number of years. Really good player. That's number 45. Number 44 is a football card. I love this guy. This guy was a tremendous football player. O.J. Anderson. Looked a lot like O.J. Simpson, ran like him, wore the same number 32. This is his rookie card. Look at that rookie year, 1,605 yards in his rookie season. And part of the New York Giants teams when Bill Parcells was the coach. Just a really solid player. Number 43, the big 6'8" wide receiver for the Philadelphia Eagles, Harold Carmichael, the biggest receiver to ever play the game, was a really good receiver, considering his height, and no one had ever kind of done what he had done. I mean, he teamed with Harold Jackson And I just love this 75 card. I love the design of the card. And again, number 42, rookie card of arguably one of my favorite pitchers of all time. He's probably in my top 5 of favorite pitchers. He really had like a 5-year career where he was dominant, won 20 games 4 years in a row. But man, in a big game against Clemens, he was 8-1 and just dominated every time he played against the Red Sox. Great, great pitcher. Number 41, the Bulldog. Being a Dodger fan, this, of course, is one of my favorite pitchers, and we don't win the '88 World Series without him because we had no hitting. That's maybe one of the worst hitting teams to ever win a World Series, maybe ever. They were horrifying how bad that hitting team was. And yet, this is the guy who carried him. This is his rookie 85 Donruss. Number 40, one of my favorite receivers from the New Orleans Saints, Danny Abramovich. Outstanding player. Him and Manning teamed up, Archie Manning, for a number of years. Again, I love the old football, love the 1971s. I think these were just great looking cards, and this is a Danny Abramovich. Number 39, we're going to go to Gus Johnson, one of my favorite power forwards. Guy was a stud. He averaged between 18 and 20 points a game. Just a beast. Look at those arms. I mean, look at that. This dude was as strong as an ox. With him and Wes Unseld up front, they were tough to get inside on. Just a great, great player. Number 38, one of my favorite cards. Going to be doing a show on this card alone coming up here. But the leaders card. It's rare that you had a leaders card with 5 players on it, and none of them are Hall of Famers. None are Hall of Famers. Now we're going to go to the second way that I like doing my cards. I'm going to bring these over here, which is slabbing, like most people do. And just some of the cards that I've gotten slabbed. And number 36, this is the Randy Smith rookie, my favorite basketball player. I mean, I have his whole run. Huge Randy Smith fan. Had the record for consecutive games played at 890-something until AC Green broke it. Just again, just a great, great player. Number 35, this is Veda Pinson in a 63 Fleer, which I love, in a 4. The only reason it's a 4 is because of the off-centerness. This is a really nice card. Again, as you know me, that's my favorite player ever. Him and Curt Flood are my 2 favorite. Probably really close behind them, though, is this guy, Rocky Calavito. Love the 64s. Love Rocky. What a great-looking card. It's number 34. Just showed you, again, this is Rocky. This one got way too high a grade. This is a 5, and it got a 7, but look at that flip. These electrics are just outstanding, and love this card of Calavito. At number 33, we're going to look at Sandy Ambrose. Made that famous catch in the World Series to help the Dodgers win the pennant in 55, I think it is, 55. Just really good player. And I love this card. I love that. Just the, bright yellow on the back. Got a 5. Another Pinson. You're going to see there's going to be a number of Pinson cards in here. I mean, that's the name of the channel. He's going to be showcased a lot. This with O'Toole, the pitcher, Jimmy O'Toole. This is the following year, they would put up a really good year. The 61 Reds is from the 60 Tops, the sophomore stalwarts. Card number 30, the Mark Fedrick rookie. What could have been and what should have been. This guy was so much fun, and what he did for baseball in 1976 and 77 was just outstanding. 1976, he went 19-9 with a 2.34 ERA and just captured the hearts of everybody. Love these 64 Tops stand-ups. This is the Veda Pinson one. I mean, these are just, the green and yellow is just, I'm an Oregon Ducks fan, so I always think of the Ducks every time I look at it. But what a great card. Big, big Justin Turner fan. All the stuff he did for the Dodgers. One of my favorites. I love collecting a lot of stuff of him. This is when he went and played for Toronto, and he collected his 1,500 hit. This is a Tops Now card. This is the blue variation, and got it in a 10. Look at this card. This is an absolutely gorgeous card. Tops Now just does wonderful cards. This is when Dave Parker got inducted into the Hall of Fame. They made a card of him and came back in a 9.5. And what a beautiful card. 28 is Freddie Freeman. And again, look at that. Look at the Dodger flip. Just love these flips. This is when he collected his 350th home run. And that's what I love about Topps now. They capture events, and I love capturing events. I love having cards of any major event. I go back and collect them from the past too. Dick Allen and his card with Topps now when he got elected to the Hall of Fame. Look at that, 9.5. One of my favorite cards, I'm a big Japanese collector of Japanese players when they make it to the majors and they get a card. And this one, Topps Now did. There were 4 Japanese starters on this day that all started a game. Ogasawara, Kikuchi, Darvish, and Otani all started on the same day, July 12th, 2025. I mean, what a great card. And then the last way that I collect is I get a rigid, and I get Card Saver 1 sleeves, and I put these in Card Saver 1 sleeves. This runs about $1 to do this total. And this is how I store a lot of, I mean, you can see how much you can store, by doing this method. And this is the 65, which is just a great year. That's what my flip is patterned after, is the 65, as you can see. So my flip for my Mag Pros are done that way, but card number 25 is the 65 Curt Flood. The 67 Mets Maulers with Swoboda and Kranepool, 2 guys who were vital to the 1969 Miracle Mets. And shout out to Brent over at Brent Richards Cards. He turned me on to this little printer that I use that prints all my labels now. And it's the only thing I use. I've probably printed thousands now of using that printer. It's a little handheld printer. I'll show it to you one day. $20. And I put these in a penny sleeve rigid with a Card Saver 1 over the top, and it's right at $1. Another of the 75s, love Roman Gabriel. He was thrown to Harold Carmichael and Harold Jackson. I mean, it was a fun team to watch. Card number 23. Card number 22 is the 1967 Tribe Thumpers with Rocky Calavito and Leon Wagner. Again, a great card. Again, I love the way these are stored. This is probably my favorite way to store. You can't Mag Pro every card or obviously slab every card. You just don't have that kind of money to constantly do that. So I just do them every so often. But this is my favorite way. This is the 72 Willie Davis, getting out of the end of his career. A man who I think should be in the Hall of Fame. And I will show you why in an upcoming episode. One of my favorite, if not my favorite running back ever played for the Jets. Big New York Jets fan. When I did my sack exchange one, you all found that out. Yes, I know they're horrible. And I've stuck with them the whole time. But this is a great card. Look at the color on this. Just a beautiful card of Matt Snell from 69. Card number 20 is Mac Jones, one of my favorite Expos of the early years. Was probably the most popular along with Rusty Staub. Was an outstanding outfielder the first 3 or 4 years of their existence. One of my favorite cards, just like the card. Lamar Lundy, probably the least known of the fearsome foursome, but just a great defensive end. This is a really nice 65 Philadelphia. Love this headshot, and I just don't think he gets the notoriety. Just love Lamar Lundy and the fearsome foursome. I collect bat cards where they're standing by the bat rack. I call them bat rack cards, and this is a great one of Tony Taylor. You probably saw this when I did my little feature on Tony Taylor. But a great card of him. So this is card 16. We're getting down to the last 15. Nate Oliver, and you're probably saying, why would he show me a Nate Oliver card? Because I like Nate Oliver. But also, I'm part of SABR, Society of Baseball Research, and our local chapter, we did a program here where people would come and do, they would do presentations. It's about a 5-hour program, and he was our guest that day. And what an unbelievable person to meet. At that time, he was a roving instructor for the Eugene Emeralds. And we did it at M Stadium, and I was the one who put it all together and got in contact with him, and he came over, and I have a picture of me standing with him. I wish I had it. I could show you, but I don't have it handy. But just then, from that point on, became one of my favorite guys that I wanted to collect, and I try to collect all of his cards. He doesn't have many. I'm only missing a couple. Just love the 63. Look at the color of this 63. And this is, again, a guy like you're probably going John Nisbey. He's a really good offensive guard for the Redskins for the mid-60s. A really good player. Played, I think, almost 11 years. But I just love this card. I love the 63. I love that gold and green with his uniform and everything. I just think it's a beautiful card. So that's just, again, I'm just wanted to showcase cards that, to me, I like. Big Sam McDowell fan, again, a 67 fan. Love this blue. Almost looks like he's wearing a baggie underneath. You know, the windbreaker they wore. Terrific pitcher for the Indians. Really, really good pitcher for the Indians. Battled alcohol throughout his whole career. Just wrote a book that I would highly recommend. If you want to read a good book, go get Sam McDowell's new book. Jim Maloney. Again, one of my favorite pitchers of the 60s. I think he finished in the top 8 or 7 in wins for the 60s before he had arm trouble. Great pitcher. But in 1965 or 4, I can't remember when he pitched his no-hitter. I think it was 64 or 65. He pitched, it went into extra innings. It went, I think, 11 or 12 innings. He pitched a no-hitter. He threw 195 pitches in that game. You imagine a pitcher today? Most pitchers don't even do that in 2 games. And in 1 game, he threw 195 pitches to get his no-hitter. One of my favorite receivers of the 60s, Bobby Joe Conrad. Again, a name you might not know about, but fun guy to collect. I think he's got about 8 or 10 cards. I've got a number of them. Just a really good receiver. This is his rookie card. I'm pretty sure this is Bobby Joe's rookie card. But that mid 60s, they had a good receiving core there at St. Louis. Again, just love the card. Love these 61s. I'm a big 61 fan. This Veda Pinson's just beautiful. Swinging the bat. I mean, look at how nice this card is. This would probably be a 6 or 7 if I sent it in. But again, just like the card, and it's Veda Pinson. Here's Terry Francona's dad, Tito Francona, at the bat rack. Love this card. I'm a big Indians fan, have been since the 60s. So had to have, I always was a big Tito Francona fan. He had a really solid career, played with a number of teams. Ended his career, I think, with the Oakland Athletics. A guy who doesn't get the pub he deserves from 1960s. It's a great card of Del Schaffner. TJ just did a little spiel on TJ and Del, and richly deserved. Great receiver. Usually caught about 50 balls a year for the Rams in the 60s. My favorite Flood card, because it's got Flood and Brock on it, I just think is the Cards Clubber from 1967. Just a phenomenal, phenomenal card. I could look at this card all day long. If I'm not mistaken, that's Roger Maris, number 9. Another Cardinals. I'm a big Bill White fan. I just think for his contributions to the game, from being president of the league to being an announcer to a player, I think he should be in the Hall of Fame for for everything he did. Outstanding. But what a good-looking card. That's 61. We're down to the last few cards. What I've got left here, I've got 6 cards left. There's Mike Cuellar rookie. I mean, look at that card. It's beautiful. This guy won over 200 games in his career. Outstanding pitcher, part of the Orioles team from 1971 that all won 20 games. Him, McNally, Pat Dobson, and Jim Palmer. Jackie Jensen, a great football and baseball player. He was a stud at USC. So, I just love this card of him from 1956. Card number 4. I did a video, which I'll put up here on the channel, where I got interviewed on Hoots Evers because I wrote his bio for Sabre. And so a guy was doing a project for college and asked to interview me and to interview me for Hoots Evers. So that's why I have this 53 Bowman, and plus it's a 53 Bowman. You can't have a collection without having a 53 Bowman in it. I just think their color, these cards are just phenomenal. Here's number 3, Sam Jethro. Big Sam Jethro fan. Would have loved to have seen him play in his prime. You know, to have had the opportunity to play in his prime. I wouldn't have been able to see him. I wasn't even born then. But Sam Jethro with the Boston Braves. That's his 52 tops. Second to last is Al Rosen. This is his 52 Bowman. These Bowmans are sweet. This one's kind of beat up. I love cards that show a little wear. You know, these cards always go for 15, 20 bucks, and I got this one for $3. You know, when I can get an Al Rosen for $3, that's in pretty good shape, except for a couple creases, and creases don't bother me. You know, I hear people talk a lot about eye appeal, and it doesn't faze me at all. And my last card, and probably the least out of here, is the 8045 Star T.R. Dunn. I was a huge, huge T.R. Dunn fan, almost as much as Randy Smith, because of the way he played defense. It's a guy who played 40 minutes a game for the bulk of his career, but never averaged more than 4 or 5 points. He was not a scorer. His job was to defend, and he was about as good a defender as there was. If you had to play against him, you were not scoring 20 that day. And again, just one of my favorite players, a guy that I really, really like a lot. So there you go. There's my top 50 countdown for 2025 of just 50 cards I like. No value, didn't care about value, and also the 3 different ways that you can put your cards in. These are the 3 ways that you can store your 3 of the ways that you can store your cards that I like to, which is Mag Pro, getting it slabbed, or doing the rigid. So again, thank you for joining me. I appreciate all of your comments, and subscribe, and see you on the next one.